Mr. Barlow, you say your 8 kids look exactly like you, but the defendant's son, Jabril, looks nothing like you. And that's because you're not his father, and you know who is. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Winslow, you stand in court stating that Mr. Barlow is your son's biological father, but also say if he's not, there's a good reason for it.
That's correct, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Barlow, tell us why you doubt Jabril and who you believe his real father is.
Your Honor, I doubt these things due to the fact that during the time of Jabril's conception, I was away. You understand? And as I was away,
Your Honor. He was around enough for us to conceive. And
while I was away, you understand? While I was away, I believe she was sleeping with the landlord.
You do?
Yeah.
And that's not possible, Your Honor. The landlord...
Why do you believe that? What evidence do you have? Did you hear something?
Nah, while I was away, I would call all the time because I got a long past of infidelity. I got a long history of infidelity.
A very long history.
And so I left. When I went away, she said pay back some.
Okay, let's use
Honor,
appropriate
first
language.
of all, I never stated that, Your Honor.
So
he comes
now,
up with
I go away.
I've never stated that.
While I'm away, I'm calling and stuff. She says, yo, you calling me, he here. Call me back.
Your Honor, the landlord was there at the house.
So you're saying when you would call, the landlord would be there and she'd tell you to call back?
Yeah.
He was doing his landlord responsibility.
So why hang up on me when I'm paying for the phone call?
Because he need my undivided attention to see what's going on with the house.
So, Mr. Barlow, clearly if the landlord's going to repair something in the apartment, he has to be in the apartment. So if she says, I'm going to call you back because the landlord is here,
and
just because she wants to make sure he's fixing the right thing?
I'm calling at 10 p.m. and he there.
You call at 10 and he's there.
Yeah,
the landlord's at the house at 10 p.m.
Yeah,
and you know why, Your
beds and stuff.
You know why, Your Honor?
Beds.
You know why, Your Honor?
Put together the beds?
Yeah.
You know why,
I'm
Your
like,
Honor? Because he doesn't have contractors. He does things
in a
three-story building himself. He doesn't have a hired contractor. He's doing everything himself. So if he has to come at 10 o'clock at night to fix some water that's leaking from my roof with 3 children in my house, then that's what he's going to do.
Well, Mr. Barlow said he was there fixing some beds.
Okay, now, when I'm in the house, I'm pregnant with Mr. Barlow's baby. I can't put bunk beds together. I can't put these entertainment centers together. So, yeah, if Mr. Barlow is absent and he can't do it, who else is going to do it?
Okay, listen. This man running a business. Now, you got to pay me $2,500 for rent, right? For what reason do I say, okay, you ain't got it, just give me $300?
This is what happened. When I moved into this apartment building, I got duped by a crooked person. The landlord that I was supposed to move into a house in, I paid him $2,000. Okay, what I went to do is get my lights cut on, and they told me that the place that I was trying to rent wasn't even rentable. Therefore, I'm driving around in a U-Haul with no place to go. I come across the landlord, and I tell him I have no money. I just gave my $2,000 to a landlord that was crooked, and I can't even move in the house. So what he says to me is, okay, well, since you don't have anything right now, and I see you with your 3 children in a U-Haul truck, you can move in without giving me anything. And when you get the deposit back from the previous landlord, then you can start paying me.
So, Mr. Barlow, your point was he may have been interested in her or something because instead of the $2,500 that was...
Who gonna take $300?
He just took $300.
Someone who felt sorry for us.
All right, now check this out. Hold up. I'm taking $300 from you out of 25. I'm a businessman now. But yet, you didn't just give me the other $2,200, but I'm buying you furniture. I'm buying your son a bed,
furniture.
And I'm giving you a refrigerator.
What furniture did he buy?
You understand
what he's talking
what
about
did he
is
buy?
I didn't have a
living room
Winslow,
set.
just a second.
A living room set, a kitchen set. Like, once again, the bed that he put together. You understand what I'm saying?
So you say he's down there, he's over there doing a lot of manly duties.
Yeah, but how about this? I'm away and over 80 times, no exaggeration, over 80 times I call and I'm like, yo, what's up, babe? Hey, I can't talk right now. Click. And so I call right back.
You know what?
Hey, yo, you know what? We can't talk right now. Click. Hey, yo, I got the landlord here. Click.
You
and
said
then
over 80 times.
Over 80 times.
Yeah, honest.
You called and she basically just hung up on you.
Hang up on me.
He
And then when I came home one time,
he
I pop
calls
up.
to hold the phone. He
pop
calls to try to see if he can hear noise in the background. I'm at home with 3 boys. I don't have time for him to hear let me hear who's in the background.
Call,
Be
why
quiet. Let me see what's going
you're not dealing with?
That's his own insecurities because of his past and all the cheating he has done on me. He expected because I haven't cheated on him. You know what the real problem is, Your Honor? Mr. Barlow didn't know what the landlord looked like. So when he finally saw the landlord, he was like, oh, I thought the landlord was old. When he found out he was around our age, that's when his insecurities came in.
I came home one time. I just popped
Honor.
up, right? I pop up one time. They crossing the street. I think the dude is stranger because I ain't never met him yet. And so they walking across the street, and I'm like, yo, I approached all of them. Hey, what y'all doing with this stranger? What you doing with my children? They like, he ain't a stranger. He the landlord. You know, they got ice cream and sodas. He coming in, you know what I'm saying? And then I come home another time, they playing football. You know what I'm saying? They playing ball. He always at the house. For what?
That's a very nice landlord.
Yeah, he's very nice.
Listen.
So
He's very nice.
you say you feel like the baby doesn't look like you.
Man, he look like this dude. Only reason I can't tell you that they got the same hair color because he bald head.
My son obviously has African-American features. However, he doesn't look like me or Mr. Barlow.
So what you're saying is your son is very fair-skinned.
Like,
oh, he's a
Good question,
beautiful
Will.
little boy.
Yeah, that's...
And so you feel like when you look at him, though, you don't see any resemblance.
Nah, he ain't me.
He doesn't look like me or Mr. Barlow. So now that leads me to believe the only way that this baby is not this man's child is if he's not mine. I believe something happened at the hospital, and it would devastate me, Your Honor. I have a strong connection with my son. Now, if this boy isn't my son, that means not only do I have to find out who he actually belongs to, but then I have to find out where my biological child is.
This is a first in this courtroom. You're saying that you question whether or not you're this child's mother.
Yes.
And this is really upsetting you. You're serious.
Yes, I'm serious because every day when I go somewhere, whether it's the grocery store, wherever we go, the doctor, we went to a place for my kids to jungle gym jumping, and a Hispanic lady sat there and she was like, is he Hispanic? Is he mixed or something? I did a research online. The research is right here.
Let me see that.
And
What did you
28,000 babies have been switched at the hospital and find out later on that their parents aren't their biological children.
Let me be clear. You pulled up research, and this is research that talks about the fact that there are about 28,000 babies that get switched at birth in the hospital.
In the hospital.
Every year. Now, sometimes that's temporary, but sometimes permanently.
Sometimes permanent. I just want to know.
And you have so much doubt, not just surrounding the paternity, but also as to whether or not you're the child's mother, because everywhere you go, people are asking you.
Everywhere I go. Everywhere I go. It's like, it's so unfair because they treat me like I'm a kidnapper. It's really not funny. It's not a joke.
I'm going to take a moment. I want to look through my paperwork and make sure I have some answers before we go any further. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So give me a moment. Court is adjourned until further notice. We're back in session in the case of Barlow versus Winslow. You've claimed this child could have been switched at birth.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I needed to go back to my chambers. I needed to do some research. I needed to look through the results. I had to find the maternity portion of the results so that I could confirm whether or not you are, in fact, Jabril's mother. These results state that the probability of maternity is 99.9999%. You, Ms. Winslow, are Jabril's mother.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I needed to hear, Your Honor.
And I can see you're truly relieved.
It's a weight lifted off of my shoulder.
So, Mr. Barlow, you truly believe there's another reason why the child doesn't look like you.
I believe that was just an excuse. Like I said, excuses
No,
are
it
only
wasn't
good for
an
those
excuse.
who use them. If he's not yours, he was switched at birth.
That's
You
something
understand what
that
I'm
I
saying?
strongly believe. Do you think I would play with something like that, Your Honor? That's something serious. That's hurtful. I have been living with this, as I stated, since he was born. I have cried to my mother about this.
As soon as my son was born,
why
the
would I
landlord
make
came
up
to the house
something
to
like
see
that?
the baby.
So what does the landlord look like?
Your Honor, the landlord is Colombian.
And when you go places, people say the baby looks Hispanic, and Mr. Barlow is convinced that it's the landlord's baby because he's Colombian.
That's correct. And I have never cheated on this man. I've been with this man for 11 years, off and on. Throughout the whole time I've been with him, he have not only had twins on me, but triplets as well. So it's not like it's just like a little simple thing, like he hasn't done anything to me. He has done the most. Yes, as a woman, I stand here with my backbone, and I've accepted all of his wrongdoing. And I still love him to death, to the bottom of my heart. So why would I wait till he's in...
Excuses are best for those who use them. You understand what I'm saying?
Mr. Barlow, you're serious. You believe this landlord has a little bit too much of a presence in your life?
Man, he had too much of a presence in their life. I was always away.
He had a presence in our lives because he wasn't there.
There'd be times I'll sit there,
He calls
man,
the baby
and
son.
I talk to my baby. Yeah.
So you do call Jabril your son?
He does. And he signed the birth certificate.
And
I have proof right here.
calls you his daddy?
Yeah, he say dada. And he could say that Papa. He say Padre.
No, he doesn't.
He can say a lot of
Your Honor,
Spanish
he does
stuff.
not.
You know what I'm
That's him
saying?
being funny, Your Honor. He does not
say a lot of
speak
Spanish
Spanish.
stuff.
He does not.
You know what I mean? Like,
You saying the child speaks Spanish
No,
too?
Your Honor.
Your
Your Honor, he doesn't speak Spanish. My son talk baby talk, like normal babies. Normal.
And what's the evidence you were going to present?
The birth
Apaga la luz.
certificate.
Here, go straight to the light switch and try to cut it off.
Well, that's great. There's nothing wrong with a child being bilingual, but you saying it makes you feel like...
It's hereditary.
It's not. It's not hereditary.
No, it actually isn't.
Okay.
Anyway, the evidence you were going to present.
The birth certificate, Your Honor, that Mr. Barlow so gracefully signed.
So, Mr. Barlow, this is your name?
Yes,
listed as the father on the birth certificate.
Yes, it is.
So
I was there during the delivery. I was there to sign the birth certificate because there's no way for me to say, this is not my child. I got 9 children. And out of those other 8 children, there's been spots in their life that I missed. And I said, if this child is mine, I will not miss one single day.
There's no if, Your Honor.
And I was there. Even when I was there signing that, I told her, and she could tell you, after this, you get a DNA test, we'd be fine. But we left that alone.
But you understand that by signing this birth certificate, you're considered to be this child's legal father.
I am his legal father right now.
And so you accept, well, yes, you are.
You understand
what I'm
saying?
saying is you're also still questioning whether or not you're his biological father.
And it shouldn't be a question, Your Honor. He knows that this is his son.
So
yes, Your Honor.
If I open the results and it has been determined that, in fact, this landlord or someone else is Jabril's biological father, you understand because you signed the birth certificate, you are still considered the legal father and you'll be responsible financially to support this child?
Yes, Your Honor. We got home, the landlord was there looking at the baby.
That's not
when you
true.
came home from the hospital?
That's not
Yeah,
true, Your Honor.
home,
The
he
landlord
was right there in the kitchen.
to collect rent.
Whatever, that you wasn't paying. But anyway.
Well, how was he there to collect it if I wasn't paying it?
All right.
Your Honor, he's being foolish. Trust me, if I was sleeping with the landlord, I wouldn't have had to scrape up that rent money.
Hey. and I believe because she was, that's the reason she didn't have to scrape it up. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, give me that. That's fine. Thank you.
I'm tired,
You know what
I'm tired of talking about the rent money. I want to talk about the paternity. I'm ready for the results. In the case of Barlow versus Winslow, as it pertains to 20-month-old Jabril Barlow, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Barlow, you are the father.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
So the bottom line is you are the mother and you are the father. And ultimately, you two have got to get past all of this that you've brought upon yourselves. Because sometimes when you live in confusion, you can't grow, you can't build. But a child needs to grow up in a family that is healthy. And all this questioning and talking about one another, I mean, you didn't even know if you were child's mother. I mean, this is how crazy it got, that there was so much doubt in your house, you had people convincing you you weren't the mother.
That's true, Your Honor, I did.
You all have a beautiful baby boy. I want you to grow together,
Thank you.
take care of him, and make sure he has the upbringing he deserves. Healthy and happy. Are we clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good luck to you. Court is adjourned.